We all have our own personal responsibility to play in how we are navigating in our relationships and in our lives. So when people come at us and say, well, you know what? I understand that incoming wives and subsequent wives and second wives can be loved and should be loved, whatever, but Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Coach Nyla.
And Coach Fatimah.
And we are co-wives, co-founders
Yes.
of Outstanding Personal Relationships, as well as co-authors of the book,
Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. Oh.
So my co-wife and I are here because we decided to do a video on a number of things. Well, one thing that we keep hearing a lot about, and we kind of tired of it. So
yeah, we sick of it, y'all.
Like seriously, we kind of tired of it, and it's the co-wife comparison, and we know we're gonna get it. We know that it's gonna happen.
Right.
We know people are gonna say, well, you know, you're on a public platform, and so you're gonna have to understand that we can say whatever we want to say. We understand that too, but don't think that if you come for us and we ain't call for you, we gonna answer right back. So
and then we gonna hang up. Yeah, we sick of it. So yeah, it's a good topic because polygyny is difficult in the arena that there's that comparison. It's always the first thing. It's always the middle thing. It's always the last thing. It's always a thing where everybody wants to compare. Well, who's this and who's better at this and who's better at that? You think about the people in this world that we're sharing it with, and I don't meet two people and two sisters and go, well, which one of y'all better at crocheting? Who's the better cook between y'all? Who's the better friend? Who's the better mother? People don't talk like that. It's only when you put a man in between, a husband in between, boom, 0 to 60.
Yeah.
Somebody got to be worse. Somebody got to be better. Somebody got to be the villain. Somebody got to be the victim.
Yeah, that's so true.
Always.
And my co-wife and I were just talking about this before we started filming. That it's going to always look like this. Period. But we do want to create this video. We decided to create this video because of that. Because yes, it was like, well, you know what? You went through so much, and you went through this, and you're so strong, and all this other stuff. And then me, it's like, well, you knew what you were going through. You had the time to prepare, and you da. So it doesn't matter. So when it comes to those things, when we talk about emotional intelligence. Period.
All the time.
We talk about emotional intelligence. We talk about mental stability, mental intelligence, all that. Mental intelligence, mental.
That's a good one.
Right? Mental intelligence, mental. Whatever. I can't even think of the word, but yeah, being able to have that stability in your life and being able to work towards that. And we all have that. We all have the ability to do that. My co-wife had the ability, and she said it in a number of videos. Because for some reason, I think people who say that and do that comparison, they skip over the part when you said that you made the decision to do that.
They don't hear it. It might go out.
I kind of think that because he was like, I made the decision. I did this. I said that this is not going to be. So it came to the point of her point of decision. That she said, this is what I'm not gonna do. This is what I'm not gonna have. This is what I'm not gonna allow from me. Same thing with me. This is what I'm not gonna have. This is what I'm not gonna do. This is what I'm not gonna allow from me. We all have our own personal responsibility to play in how we are navigating in our relationships and in our lives. So when people come at us and say, well, you know what? I understand that incoming wives and subsequent wives and second wives can be loved and should be loved, whatever, but when you put the stinking funky butts in the way, that's when it negates everything. You negate everything that you just said before.
You do.
So when it comes down to it, it's like, we have our own personal responsibility to play in our growth. We have our own personal responsibility. Yes, things will happen in our lives, whether it's in polygyny, whether it's with a death of a child or a death of a spouse or death of a parent or whatever. And I know there will be people in the comments, well, that's not the same.
That's extreme.
There's so many things that's not the same, but it's a challenge is a challenge is a challenge.
Yeah.
So how are you going to deal with the challenges? Or are you going to compare who had the worst challenges of all? you had it worse than me. I had it worse than you. You can't say how you felt because you don't have it like I did. So how are we going to do this, people?
Yeah, my thing is I want my outcome and my actions to be congruent. I don't want to be like, well, let me stack up all these challenges and let me just be downtrodden, destitute, and depressed. And just that's going to be my stats. I want to look at the things that I'm doing to empower myself and empower others and empower the relationships that I have. Because I don't just have a relationship in my marriage. I have multiple relationships in different areas. And I'm trying to foster within each one of those a healthy relationship. I can't do that if I'm the victim.
That's it.
I can't do that if, oh, they did this to me. If I keep doing that, then I ain't got time to heal and I ain't got time to do my personal development work. You got to get your own self up,
I love it,
off the floor, because even if somebody else has a desire to, they don't have the power to.
That's it.
People got to understand that.
That's it.
So this comparison of what wife is more of this, whatever one decide to get up and do work on her today.
That's it.
Pardon the interruption. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you could thrive better in the community that's more supportive? Now, I already know the answer to that. But did you know that Outstanding Personal Relationships actually has a community that is supportive and where we really hang out a lot? It has a number of areas and things like, for example, I deal with the men in the Kings and Men section where we discuss a number of different men issues, whether it's polygyny related, parenting related, whatever it may be. This is where we communicate and connect.
And as an introvert, I love the idea of an online community. So we have that. And to be able to speak with like-minded people, speak with other wives, wives, whether you're an incoming wife, whether you're a first wife, you're a wife, period, in general, you only practicing monogamy, whatever the case may be, to be able to be in a community with people who understand what you're going through, understand any type of issues you have, and also being in a place where you have support from others, where it's not all over social media for everybody else to see.
Yes, and it is a safe space. So if you guys want to see us or if you want to connect with us, come to our community.
Indeed. And like they said, it's private. All right. So you don't have to worry about your stuff being all over the place or all on social media. Try to find the comments and go scroll. We have the subjects. We have all this type of stuff. Just go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. Look on the top of the page. Click on community. We look forward to seeing you there. Back to the video.
That's not the best wife. That's the best human being that they can be in their lives. Quit putting wife on the end of that thing, because the men are not sitting there going, well, that macaroni and cheese was lacking. And I'm like, the other one, yep, that's it. She make better macaroni and cheese for the rest of her life. And they're going, ain't about macaroni and cheese. We know that.
Right.
It's an example.
Yeah.
But our words have power. So you're not going to get us to sit here and go, well, let's compare each other and contrast. We're so different, yet we have the same core values.
Right.
We're the same. We're Muslims, just the same, but we're all on our own path through Islam and our own
journey,
our own personal development, our own wifing, motherhood, just being children of mothers that have trauma, and connecting with them and making sure they're good. But we don't just sit there and think about, well, I wonder who's better at this thing or that thing. So when other people do it, we have time to say, don't do that.
Stop doing that, because it's no benefit. It's no benefit. When it comes down to it, Coach Fatimah can be the best human being that she possibly can. It doesn't take away from me being the best human being I can possibly be. Me being the best human being I can possibly be does not take away from her being the best that she can be. My light does not dim hers. Hers don't dim mine. When we sit there and compare and contrast and all these other things and say, well, this and that is the, what did they say? That is the root of the thief of joy. Coach Nazir, see, he remembers. Comparison is the thief of joy. And when we're constantly doing that, when we're constantly comparing whose life was worse or who did this the best, who blah, 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 it's like you taking away from your own wins. Yeah. Your own wins. So that's the thing, if this was to help anybody, whoever gets it, gets it. Right. Whoever this is supposed to reach, inshallah, God willing, it did. Because when it comes down to it, when you say this and that and the other, but we go through this, it becomes a versus.
Yep.
And then you don't have the togetherness. And you say one minute, oh, I want to be together, I want to have this, or I want to have this happiness. But then you create a versus where it's like, how are you going to have any type of happiness? And when you're creating negativity within your mental, within your heart, within your psyche.
That's a good point. Some of y'all don't even do verses. Y'all banging against each other. And it's just like rival gangs because the tone and then the way that you all are communicating with one another is violence. The accusations, some of the name calling that's going on, was she doing this and he can't see it and he don't. You just calling everybody stupid, So it's that rivalry is what needs to stop, and it starts when you make that comparison, like Coach Nyla was saying. Stop starting it. You don't start none, won't be none, and that goes for a lot of things in this life, because life is going to continue to happen to you as long as you're alive. So everything is not going to be like you want it to be. Everybody's not going to see you as you would like for them to see you, and that's okay. You need to be okay with that, because at least you can say, I'm working on me.
That's it.
I'm working on my stuff. I identify my stuff and I call myself out on my crap is important.
That's it. I love it. So focus on your personal development.
Yes.
Hold yourself to account.
Yep.
Hold yourself to account. Sometimes we don't want to do that. And and when you don't hold yourself to account, you start to blame other people or you start to victimize yourself. So personal development, hold yourself to account and realize that their light is not going to dim yours, nor will yours dim theirs. As long as you're taking care of you and being the best you that you can be, that's what matters.
Yeah, that's what queens do. So, if your co-wife's crown's a little crooked, help her fix it. Tilt it, but you don't get to rip it off her head.
I'm saying beat her with it. That was kind of bad. We just can't do that.
We ain't gonna give y'all no ideas. So, yes.
So, hope you guys got some good information from this video.
Yeah.
Let's just leave in the comments. What's their favorite ice cream? Let's do that. In your comments, what's your favorite ice cream?
What's your favorite ice cream?
What's your favorite ice cream?
I was gonna say Neapolitan, but then they'll make that a poly thing.
Neapolitan. Okay, that was me. That was my point that's coming out.
He can be the vanilla. I'll be the strawberry, I'll be the chocolate.
Girl, stop. I ain't vanilla. Don't be playing with me. Anyway, in the comments, put down your favorite ice cream. And until next time, make sure you are growing intentionally.
Loving fearlessly.
And connecting on a higher level every single day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways Outstanding Personal Relationships can help you.
Make sure you guys are following us on our social medias at Outstanding Personal Relationships on YouTube and Facebook, and on IG at Outstanding Relationships.
And make sure you sign up for our email list, and you can actually email us at support@Outstanding Personal Relationships, where you will get updates on our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored, as well as exclusive access to our lives and bonuses.
Absolutely. If you're looking for more polygyny education, make sure you visit polygamymasterclass.com. Now, if you're looking for coaching or counseling with either Coach Fatimah or Coach Nyla, you can find them at.
Make sure you visit me at CoachFatimah.com.
And myself at CoachNyla.com.
That's how we can help you. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.